Oh, goody.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Marvel Snap video. So in this one, we have a little bit of an update on the changes that are coming to the game, more specifically, the change involving Leader. So if you haven't already seen, patch notes got leaked out, and it sounds like Leader is getting a -1 reduction in power among some other changes. And needless to say, that hasn't been super well received by a lot of players of the game. A lot of people are not a fan of this change, don't think it is going to do enough. I personally think it will make Leader worse, but I don't think it's going to solve the problem that people have with the card in its current form. With all this kind of discourse about the card, Mr. Ben Brode here went to Twitter to make a bit of a clarification, which I think is pretty important and was not really clear in the patch notes. I think it's unfortunate that that the way he phrases it here isn't how it was phrased in the patch notes, as I think that is also kind of what made people upset. So hopefully this makes people a bit less upset. But basically, it sounds like that Leader is going to be getting some kind of functional text rework from what Ben says here. So let's read what he has to say. There's some discussion about a card nerf leak where Leader gets a 1 power reduction. There might be some context missing that I want to clear up. Here's the note that was intended to accompany that change. Leader's effect is proving to be very frustrating to many players and polarizing in its ability to lock down games and discourage playing some other 6-cost cards. We are taking a bit of power away from him for now and exploring further changes to the card in the future. And the last tweet here is really the big thing. That last sentence is not intended to mean we may or may not change him again. It's intended to mean we are determining exactly which change to make. That's a really important clarification, because I think a lot of people kind of thought that, well, they're putting Leader down by 1 power. A lot of the times they make power adjustments instead of text or card cost adjustments. And I think a lot of people took this -1 as them saying, hey, we're going to give him a little slap on the wrist, and if it's still a problem, maybe we'll give him another one later on. And I can see why a lot of people aren't really happy with that, given the general feelings surrounding this card. So it sounds like we are going to be getting some kind of functional text rework on this card in some way. They just don't know what they want to do with the card yet. They aren't sure what direction they want to take it in, and they want to make sure they come up with a one that, you know, is right the first time, rather than having to do this multiple times. And in the meantime, they're giving him a slight power reduction to kind of hold people over until they make their decision. I mean, I think that's not the worst thing to do in the world. I do think they could have been a bit more clear on this in the patch notes, because obviously it wasn't super clear, or Ben wouldn't have really felt the need to make this tweet. And then we have another one here from one of the bigger content creators who's been doing a bit of Snap stuff, Mogwai, talking about his feelings on the nerf stuff that came out, saying very tame patch, Leader isn't going anywhere, and how he's probably going to stay away from Snap until something more significant happens to Leader. The reason I brought this up, though, is the second one is because of the response below, where someone said, there's no way that you guys think 1 power nerf to Leader is enough. And then Ben says, don't forget to read the notes, where we say exactly that. I think that's personally a little condescending. It was really clear that the notes weren't clear about the direction they're taking the card. So that rubs me the wrong way a little bit, because if you felt the need to make a clarification tweet, you shouldn't really be surprised when people don't take your notes for meaning what you thought they might take them to mean. Otherwise, you wouldn't really feel the need to clarify in a tweet, right? So that seems a little bit silly to me. I don't really care for that. But I do think that it's good that they're going to be changing the card. Honestly, the more time I've had to think about this balance patch, the less I'm kind of excited for it, because I really don't think it's going to have very much of a meaningful impact on changing the game as we're seeing it right now. I could totally be wrong about that. You never know until you actually get to play with the card and whatnot. but I do think that this patch and a lot of the changes in it are going to be eclipsed by people's feelings towards leader, and I think that you're just not going to see a whole lot change in terms of the more dominant decks in the game using this card right now. So I wanted to get this out there because I thought it was important information, and it came out after I made the video yesterday, so unfortunately I couldn't pop that in there. But it sounds like leader is going to be getting some kind of functional text rework, going by what Mr. Brode has said here, and it can't come soon enough. I'm hoping that it comes with the battle mode patch, because I do think the card is kind of sucking a lot of the fun and strategy element out of the game for a lot of players, myself included. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.